make a video about how I passed the NCLEX. Unpopular opinion. So a lot of the NCLEX instructors, they emphasize how you should not cram and how you should not go over material the day before your exam. So I did exactly the opposite. But I also want to let you guys know that my entire journey in nursing school, I crammed. Before every quiz, before every exam, I studied right before my exams. I studied my behind off before every single assessment. Okay, so this is something that I was accustomed to doing. So there was no way, with all my anxiety, with all my thoughts going through my head, I could not sleep. I slept. I did sleep. But I scheduled my exam for 12 o'clock. I had like a light, very light breakfast. I didn't want to be overly full. So I had a light breakfast, maybe coffee, maybe an egg. I can't remember exactly what I had, but it was definitely light, little to nothing. So, but I was satisfied. So in the car for like 3-4 hours, for like 3 hours, I was studying, maybe 2. I was studying even on the way to the site, the testing site. I was listening to some psych NCLEX prep explanations or practice questions I was going over. I was going over things that I was not. Yeah, so I was going over topics that wasn't my forte. That wasn't the easiest topics for me, which was psych, peds, OB. I was just going over those topics, just random questions, random explanations. I was going over Quizlet, practice questions, just hallmark symptoms, just all these different disease processes. I was just going over every single one of them and all of the hallmark symptoms and treatments. What do we do? I was just going over all of that right before my exam. Also, I did not finish in the 75 questions or 85 questions, right? 85 is the minimum now. I finished, the computer cut off in like the 90s for me. Maybe like 92, 93. And it was an NGN case study. And it was a question that I know for sure that I got right. But it cut off. But for the whole exam, I was like, when I got to the 83rd question or 82, 84, I was getting those questions wrong. And I was like, when I got to 84, I was like, yeah, I know this computer's not showing off because I don't even know what the hell I'm answering. And so, lo and behold, that's what happened. The computer did not shut off. So, I took a deep breath and I said, you know what? You got this, Talia. Like, you can do it. Like, you've gotten this far. Let's go. Like, you know your stuff. Let's go. So, I got really serious. I got really focused and just started breaking down those questions, breaking down those the multiple choice answers, and chose the best answer because, again, also the exam was kind of difficult. It's not straightforward. You have to think. You have to critically think. You have to pick the safest answer. That's the way you're gonna pass. What's safe? And I think if you know all your basic fundamentals, that's pretty much what the exam is all about, like the fundamentals. If you know your basic, like low blood pressure, high blood pressure, what happens, sepsis, like what happens, what are the symptoms that happens when the patient has sepsis? Most of the time it's what? Fever, high heart rate, low BP, like things like that. Those are obvious things that you should know. And if you know those topics, like if you know those signs and symptoms, you're gonna be good. You're gonna pass. But if you guys have any questions or comments, you could just leave them down below. But yeah, I totally crammed right before my exam and I passed. So, but I'm not telling you guys to do that. Throughout the whole entire your nursing school career, if you did not study right before your exams, don't do that. Don't do that right before your NCLEX test. Just do what you've been doing the whole time. Just continue. I know by this time, all the exams and quizzes that we have to take, I know you have a routine. There has to be a routine in place you have. Make sure you stick to that routine the day of your exam. That's it. And you're going to do great. Love you guys. Bye.